Sophie, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I watched Flack recently and I really enjoyed it. I think you did a phenomenal job in it. As always, you always do a phenomenal job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So can you tell me a little bit about the show? It seems kind of like a cross between like Scandal, but more so for like celebrities versus politicians. So can you give me like your take on what the show is about?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the whole show is really about Anna's character, about a woman that comes over from the States and she works for this big PR company, which is I'm the head honcho there. I'm the boss, and the thread of the story through it is Anna's chaotic kind of life that she's trying to hold together, as well as also um, pull together and try and cover up the kind of celebrities that she looks after their chaotic lives as well, which kind of mirror hers. I think that's what it's about.
And the term Flack like is not used the same way in the United States. Can
How's it
you
used in the United States?
more so like you're giving a person flack, like you're kind of like I don't know how to articulate what this means, but kind of like saying like, like
Off, sort of giving them a
yeah,
hard time, like.
giving someone a piece of your mind sort of. Yeah.
Well, taking the flack more means like taking the like the crap for somebody else. Like,
Mm.
somebody else does something and you'll take the flack for it. So you'll take the hit for it, sort of thing. I think that's what it means, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, interesting because no, I think in the US it's more like the opposite way, like,
Yeah,
giving
yeah, yeah,
someone a
yeah.
lot of flack for something. Yeah. Um, so I mean, what is it like working with Anna Paquin? Like you said, she is, the main character and you play her
Yeah.
boss. What was that like?
I feel like, I mean, nearly all my stuff was with my ladies, in the PR company. So it was with Anna and with Lydia and Rebecca. So they were like that were my kind of um, who I work with most days. And I think that it was. I mean, what was really good is I think for me it was really nice to have Anna there as a kind of producer as well as an actor, because I felt like she really had the whole thing in her head, as well as the story she wanted to tell, as well as just checking that we were okay and kind of having someone that was like, oh, watching your back, as well as sort of playing opposite her. So that was a kind of nice. I've had that experience before with actors being producers, and um, I had that with Sarah Paulson on Ratchet. She was a producer, and it's just a nice vibe. It makes a nice vibe.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you about like what your experience was like because Ratchet came out 2020 and then you have this show. Like what were like the comparisons between your experiences like on Ratchet and then like on a show like Flack, which is a completely different, theme, completely different
Listen,
situation.
when these shows come out and when I did them doesn't correspond. So I did Flack a long time before I did Ratchet. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
yeah, it's like how things come out, and particularly with this pandemic, everything's coming out or delayed or coming out all different things. So I've got things that should have come out, at Christmas, that are now not coming out until September. So I think over the next 2 years, the way you see things won't necessarily be the order they were done in. So um, there were many, many shows I did between Flack and Ratchet. So I've done a lot of work, maybe 2 years work between those two shows. Yeah, so they were very different. And although both things that they have a similarity is that they both had really strong female characters, and I think that's the thing that I think is like that makes them that experience was similar. That was about the only thing.
Yeah, and you play such a really strong female character. I mean, she takes she takes nothing from no one, she is the boss of everything. Like what was that like for you to play Caroline?
So enjoyable. I mean, every minute was so enjoyable. I'm really lucky. The career I have, I play such different characters all the time. Nothing is really the same as the last one, and I really enjoyed wearing Caroline's shoes for the few months I did, and squeezing into her very tight outfits. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, she has really interesting lines when uh, uh Robin wasn't answering the phone, and she was like, unless you're like, got hit by a car and your arms are destroyed, like then find someone else to hold the phone for you. And he answered me like she's
My daughter, this is my daughter sends me now, what is it called? Like a thing of where I say, if I call you answer or whatever it is, I say, no, I've not seen the program, but whatever I say on the show, when I don't answer my daughter, she sends me that.
Oh, oh
doing it. She thinks it's really funny. She's a grown up.
So the company that Flack is based around, is called a challenge like management company rather than a crisis management company. Do you think you could have been a publicist or worked in an
No way. Oh my god, me? You're joking. I can never do anything like that. I'm like, I can't even lie. I'm just the worst liar. I'm just so emotional. I get caught up with everything and everybody around me. There's just no way. I don't have that. I just don't have that. I couldn't lie for a living, which is essentially what a lot of the time they're doing. So.
That's so interesting because I feel like I hear a lot of actors say that they are not very good liars.
Yeah. Well, you don't feel that acting is lying. That's if you're going for that approach, you're probably not doing it the right way.
Are any of the publicity stunts or strategies based on real events, or are these all completely?
I think some of them are. I mean, you'd have to ask Oliver that. I don't know if you'll speak to Oliver, the writer, but I asked him, I said, where did you get these ideas from? And he was like, haha, some of them maybe from real life. So I think everything that he's in there is based on some element of truth. So that's, I mean, he'll probably go, I didn't say that, but that's what he said to me.
So you guys have Melody as an intern, and she's kind of just like, everyone's lackey. Like, were you ever an intern?
Never done that. I've never done that. No, I've never done that. Did interns, because I suppose in the old days, it's different now because they have more things, but when I was younger, interns didn't get paid when I was growing up. So I don't know if that's changed. I mean, I thought the rules had changed now, the law had changed.
It depends. There are a lot of unpaid internships. I'm of the stage where I was recently doing internships, but some of them are legally, like you do have to be paid. So
yeah, because when I grew up, I just could not afford to do a job that I couldn't get paid for. So I didn't have a choice. I wasn't living at home. I was looking after myself, and that was the bottom line. So there was no way I had sort of anywhere sort of parents that couldn't let me do that. So I couldn't do it. So yeah. Interns definitely need to be paid. Otherwise, it's only going to be a certain type of people that do them. So
absolutely, I absolutely agree. So is there going to be a season 2?
Yeah, there is. I think there is a season 2. Yes, there is. It's made. It's done.
Okay. So
yeah, it's ready to go.
We need to look out for that then.
Yeah, it's very good. You really see a lot more of Caroline, so obviously it's very good. You get to know her story a bit more. So yeah.
I love that character so much. So what's coming up next week? Because you did tell me that you shot a lot of stuff in between Flack and Ratchet.
Yeah. So I've got Wheel of Time, which I don't know when that's coming out. Please don't ask me. I have no idea. Mm-hmm. I did with Rosamund Pike. I've got a series which I'm filming right now called Britannia, which I don't know where that goes on in America, but it goes on in Sky Television here. I've got Death in the Nile coming out as a movie with Gal Gadot and Kenneth Branagh and Letitia Wright and lots of people. And that was meant to come out at Christmas, but it got delayed, postponed. Mm-hmm. That's coming out, I think, September. So that would be good. That would be nice if it can come out when we can all really go to the cinema again. That would be lovely.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Yeah. Can you imagine when we can go again? I'm just going to go I'm never going to take things for granted again. Going to the cinema, going to the theatre every week. You're going to see me, doing something.
I got to go briefly to see Tenet that one time back in October.
One time.
Yeah, I was like, I miss this so much. I want this back.
I was too nervous to go out to the cinema at that time. I was like, because I was filming. We were not allowed to go anywhere. So,
Yes. But hopefully all this stuff clears up. Hopefully we can see your face, on the big screen again.
Hopefully I'll be back in the States. I love coming over. I've got a lot of friends in New York and I'm doing all the theatre there, and I love coming back. So
yes. Your theatre is amazing, honestly. I'm, big fan of Sophie Okonedo, so I'm really happy that you have a lot of stuff coming through the pipeline. And thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me about Flack.
You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it.